Hello class, my name is Gabby Palomino and this video is my response to debate 3, side B. The United Nations is not an effective world tool to protect human rights. Now I would like to start off with a few facts. So the United Nations purpose stated in its charter is to achieve international cooperation in solving conflicts of economic, social, cultural, humanitarian character, while the purpose or responsibility is not to completely intervene and do all of the work. The United Nations helps prevent conflict and those parties already in conflict to make peace. So once again, there's that work help there, and I don't think they are fully responsible to solve every problem that every country might have. Their goals are to protect human rights, of course, provide humanitarian aid, maintain international peace and security, uphold international law, and lastly, to promote sustainable development. Now, having that in mind, I would like to respond to debate 3, side B, like I mentioned, specifically in response to Sam Laporte. Um, Sam, your video was very informative. It was very good and it was very helpful. So it made me understand things from a different perspective, from a different point of view that I think it's very helpful too. I believe that these debates are neither right or wrong. I feel that they each side, each debate and each side has its pros and cons, and it's just a matter of what side you feel a little bit more stronger about. Now, you you made a very good and valid point when you mentioned that if the United States was to take away resources such as military troops or volunteers, then the United Nations would basically have their hands tied behind their backs and would not be able to do much to protect such human rights. The United Nations strength would significantly decline as well. Now, I can really understand that point of view, especially having in mind that the United States is number one uh, contributor to the United Nations financially. The United States is a very wealthy country, and it, like I mentioned on my original video, and I forgot the numbers. I don't have the numbers with me, but it is the country that provides the most money to the United Nations. However, as the United States is number one monetary contributor to the United Nations, it is not number one, or is not even considered one of the contributors to the aid with bodies. So with bodies, I mean with troops or volunteers or military. Therefore, I don't believe it would have an impact on that. So if the United States was to remove um, their their contribution with bodies, that the United Nations will decline or not be as effective. I don't think it would have an impact of that because they only contribute with money and not with people. Now, Sam also previously mentioned on his debate that the United Nations is very good and very effective at building humanitarian and helping provide aid to those countries that are already broken, while it doesn't prevent that. So, for example, when the United Nations deliver foods and basic human resources to those in need, to those who are um, uh, they basically are lacking these basic needs or food or resources because of man-made disasters such as wars and things like that. Um, I do believe that providing help to those that have their human rights violated is part of protecting human rights. I think this can be an open debate as well, as people might believe that it's only providing help to those and not help related to protecting their human rights. However, I do think that it's related or correlated in a way, because these people that are receiving that help in one way or another had their human rights violated. Now, um, Sam also mentioned that same thing. The United Nations is mostly there to protect or to help those that are in need, to help spread out the word and awareness of conflicts that are going on in countries, and it's not there to prevent such disasters or solve those conflicts. And I believe that that could be correct. However, I believe that that would be a lot of work for the United Nations, who has a limited amount of resources, of people, of money, um, to be able to solve every conflict that each country has. That would be a lot of work. So I do believe the United Nations is there to kind of keep everyone together and from preventing new disasters. Um, However, I don't believe that it would be effective or is there to solve every single little conflict that each country has. Um, and that is it. I hope everyone enjoys their last week in class and surviving this semester as well. Thank you for your time.